I know, you immediately want to dance.
High-intensity guitar riffs are the best. Welcome back to Valley View Live. Our next guest has performed for audiences all over the world and made numerous appearances on TV.
That's right, Ricky. Now, he brings his talents to the bright lights of Las Vegas. You can find him at the Improv over at Harrah's tonight through Sunday. Showtimes are at 8:30 nightly with additional 10 o'clock shows on Friday and Saturday. Now, are you guys ready?
Ready.
Here we go. Drum roll. Here's Graham Elwood.
Hello! What's up, Las Vegas? It's great to be here. I came in from Los Angeles. I'm originally from the Midwest. Back there to see my family recently. Love my parents. I was a little bummed out because you know when you're getting old when you pick up your parents' annoying habits. Caught myself doing this the other day. This is how my dad would tell us to be quiet. We were kids. We'd be back of the car on a long road trip. My dad would be driving, you know. I don't know what kind of car he's driving. It's just like big rig or it's a horse and buggy. We were Amish. Anyway, Ezekiel, get the candle. Anyway, my dad would be driving, and instead of doing something simple, like just turn over his shoulder and go, oh, all right, kids, pipe down, he'd just drive the car all crazy, mad, smoldering dad rage, and then he'd finally just snap and go, what are you saying, Dad? Another thing he'd do, he'd be watching TV, he'd have a drink in his hand. Let's say my brother or I were to get up. Instead of going, son, while you're up, could you get me another one? He'd just hold up the drink and go, hop, 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 hop. We're like, somebody go get R2-D2 a drink. It was embarrassing, man. People come by my house, and my whole family, my brother, my two sisters, 6 people running around the house going, hop, hop, kak, 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 kak. Scary thing was we all understood each other. But it's great to be out here. I love living in the West Coast, especially California is nice. I've noticed, though, people in California have no sense of geography. Anytime I say they think anything on the other side of Las Vegas is back east. Try it out. Just go, oh, I'm from Denver, and watch them go, oh, we love Boston. Hey, my name's Graham Elwood. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you at the Improv.
Come on over, Graham. Come on over and join us at the round table.
So we can just help ourselves to one of these?
Oh,
This is just like
as long as you use them as weightlifting, sure.
Sweet.
So did your father's antics, did that inspire you to go into comedy?
Yeah. My family was kind of crazy. My dad and mom were both theater people.
Okay.
Oh, that's
so
helpful.
yeah, it was great. So I knew at a young age I probably could never hold a real job. And that's why I got into this. So yeah, we were a family of performers. You know, we were always doing shows and stuff like that. And I spent a lot of time in detention in high school. So
Good material.
yeah. So the guidance counselor was like, comedian. Okay, there you go.
Okay, so you're working on a lot of cool projects right now, one of them being a podcast documentary. What is that all about? When I hear podcast, I think like, ooh, innovative, like you're new, you're cool.
It's pretty awesome. You know, I do a podcast called Comedy Film Nerds, and I help run the Los Angeles Podcast Festival. And
Nice.
I've done all of these shows, and we raised $140,000 on Kickstarter last year to do this documentary called Earbuds. We're in post-production on it. We're going to premiere it at the LA Podfest September 18th through the 20th. We really wanted to explore this real personal connection between podcasters and fans.
Yes.
I've done over 300 episodes of TV, and I've never had people email me like they do with podcasting. You got me through a family member passing away, cancer treatments. I'm suffering from, numerous mental illnesses, depression, bipolar, and because you're right in their ears, it's such a personal listening experience. Like President Obama was just on Mark Maron's podcast, and I listened to that, and I'm in the podcasting world, and I was like, oh man, I get it. I felt like I was hanging out with the president, like he's just sitting there talking.
Because there's no visual there, so you make it up in your own head, like what this scene looks like. It's like reading a book aloud or getting a book read
It's
to you.
personal radio. That's what radio is for me. It's like, if I've got my earphones on, I feel like I'm right there with that person. And you're right, you're not distracted by the visual as we are in television. So you can hear what they're saying, you can feel the emotion.
It's great, and it's almost like we're taking the old school like radio shows that like our parents and grandparents listened to, and we're just making it into a digital medium that you can get on your phone and listen to at any time. And it's just amazing. And the stories we found we flew to Australia, Japan, all over the US to interview people. We interviewed an Australian miner who works in the outback, And he's just like, oh yeah, I love listening to your show. And we're like, how did you?
It's making a comeback because like podcasts weren't cool for a second, and I feel like they've come back. It's a trendy thing in this world of technology.
It really is, and I think part of it is just the technology is becoming more and more accessible. Like a lot of smartphones now have a podcast app, and they're just making it easier. And then all of these people are coming in from other forms of media to put their shows in their shack, and so it's like, oh wow, well I can just listen to this person talk. It's it was a cool thing. Cool
Valley
experience.
View Live podcast, here we come.
Do it!
Right?
Do
Nice,
it!
right?
Ooh, I'm
13 investigates.
Bring it. Yeah.
Dirty Dining podcast. That's
Here we go.
Darcy and her Emmys, like you could have your own podcast with all these girls here. Anyways, check out Graham Elwood tonight through Sunday at the world famous Improv at Harrah's. The show is at 8:30 nightly once again with additional 10 o'clock shows on Friday and Saturday.
It's time for me to head across the hall for Action News Live at 3 o'clock. But before I go, this week, Action News and Lucky Foods are giving you a chance to win a $150 gift certificate to Lucky Foods, where they say everything is so good. Enter each day on the Action News website, mobile site, or Facebook page. Then watch live at 11 to see if you win. Lucky Foods is a proud sponsor of Action News and is providing the prizes for this promotion. We'll be right back.